What is master data and transactional data? They sound simple, but they are often misunderstood. If you are also confused about this concept or unsure how to differentiate between data types, don't worry, in the next few minutes I will break it down in the simplest way possible. Just stay with me till the end and everything will be crystal clear. So hello and welcome back. This is day 1 of mastering SAP BW for HANA, and today we are building the most important foundation, understanding data itself. Because before you model anything in BW for HANA, before you touch ADSOs or InfoObjects, you must understand what kind of data you are dealing with. So let's make this super simple. Imagine you run an online store that sells mobile phones. Before selling anything, you must maintain certain information, right? Like model number, brand, storage, color, processor, screen size, base price, all these details about the phone. Now think about it carefully. Do these details change every day? No. The processor of a phone does not change tomorrow. The screen size does not suddenly become bigger next week. These things remain mostly stable. Yes, maybe once in a while the price changes or a new model gets added, but generally this data does not change frequently. That stable reference type of data is called master data. Master data defines the object in your business. It tells you what things are. Now let's bring some action into the story. A customer visits your website and places an order. The moment the order is placed, a lot of new data gets created, like customer name, which mobile was purchased, quantity, order date, time, price, its payment method. Now if 1000 customers place orders today, you generate thousands of new records. Tomorrow again more records. This data keeps growing every single day because it represents business activity. That is transactional data. Now let's understand why identifying master data and transactional data is crucial. This table stores the order details of your online store. Here we have order number, quantity, model number, model name, price, customer number, customer name and customer address. Now for each order you will have this many fields. In real scenario there will be many more fields, but for this example let's consider only this. So for one record we have 8 columns. Now imagine this. In a single day there can be thousands of orders. Because of that, the data in this table keeps increasing day by day, which means the system requires more and more memory. Now let's look at this carefully and think, what is the issue with storing the data like this? Here is the problem. Every time an order is created, we are repeating the same information again and again for these 3 fields: model name, customer name and customer address. The model name is repeated for every order of the same phone. Similarly, customer name and customer address are repeated for every order placed by that customer. Now think about it. If you already have the model number, there is no need to store the model name in this table, because if you know the model number, you can always find the model name from another table. Storing it again and again will only waste memory and create data redundancy. Similarly, customer name and customer address should not be stored here when we already have the customer number. Using the customer number, we can always find the customer name and address. These details represent master data. That is why master data is stored separately and we simply refer to it whenever needed. For example, if you want to see the address of Amit Sharma, I can go to the customer master data attributes. Similarly, if I want to see the model name, I can refer to the mobile phone master data attributes. So the correct way to store this data is to use 3 tables. Transactional tables to store sales order details, customer master table to store customer information, and product master table to store phone information. In this design, the master data tables store each customer or model only once, instead of repeating the same information for every order like we were doing earlier. This makes the system more efficient, reduces redundancy and saves memory. Now let's connect this to SAP BW for HANA, because this is where things get interesting. In real BW projects, The way you load and store data depends on whether it's master data or transactional data. Master data usually has less volume. Because of that, many times we can load it fully. No need for complex delta mechanism in most scenarios. But transactional data, that's huge. You cannot reload millions of records every day. So we use delta loads. That means we only load new or changed record. If you don't understand this difference, you will design wrong data flow in BW for HANA, and trust me, that causes performance issue later. Now inside SAP BW for HANA, master data is modeled using InfoObjects. Transactional data is stored in ADSO. So even at the modeling level, SAP treats them differently. Now let's go one level deeper into master data. Master data is not just one simple thing. We can divide master data into three types. First are attributes. These describe properties of master data. For a mobile phone, attributes are color, storage, processor, its price, its brand, basically characteristics that define the mobile. Second type is hierarchy. Hierarchy is used to define relationships between different levels of data. It organizes data in a parent-child structure where higher levels represent broader categories and lower levels represent more detailed elements. Think of it like a tree structure where one element sits at the top and other elements branch out below it. For example, in a product hierarchy, electronics is the top level category, mobiles is a subcategory of electronics, a smartphone is a subcategory of mobiles. So now third type are text. Every master data usually has technical ID and a description. For example, a model number like SM04692 is technical, but Samsung S24 is business-friendly text. Text make reports readable. Now there is one more important classification of master data according to time dependencies. So according to that, master data can be divided into two types: time dependent and time independent. Some master data changes with time. Those data are called as time dependent master data. For example, a same mobile phone can have different prices at different times. Let's say from January to February, the price was 50,000 and from March onwards, it can have 40,000. That means price is in time dependent attributes of mobile phones because its value changes over a validity period. Now on other hand, attributes like screen size or processor, they don't change after manufacturing. That's time independent master data, whose value never changes over the time. In real SAP projects, understanding time dependency is extremely important while modeling InfoObjects. So now let's quickly summarize in one line. Master data is stable reference data that defines your business object, while transactional data captures day-to-day business activities. Master data gives context while transaction gives action. And if you truly understand these differences, you have already taken your first real step toward becoming a strong SAP BW for HANA consultant. In the upcoming videos, we will go deeper into how master data is structured and modeled inside BW for HANA practically. If this explanation made things clear for you, do like and comment crystal clear below so I know you are following the series. For now, goodbye and see you in the next video.